Welcome back to Unlocking Security, the show where we explore the technologies, strategies, and stories shaping building security. My name is Jake Taylor, and in this episode, we're talking all about access control. What is it, how it works, and why it matters. We're also going to go over the difference between on-premise and cloud-based access control systems, and the pros and cons of key cards, key fobs, and mobile credentials. Let's get into it. So what is access control? Access control might sound simple. Most people think it just means scanning a badge to open a door, but in reality, access control is the backbone of how we protect buildings, assets, and people. At its core, access control is a system that determines who's allowed to go where and when. It manages access to physical spaces based on identity, permission, and time. If you think about your own day, you might need a key card to get into your office, a PIN code to access a supply closet, or a fingerprint or mobile app to enter a gym or data center. These are all examples of access control systems at work, quietly making decisions in the background. Who are you? Are you allowed in here? And is it the right time for you to be here? If yes, the door unlocks. If not, access is denied. It sounds simple, but it's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Access control breaks down into 5 key components. The first one is credentials. This could be a card, fob, mobile credential, fingerprint, or a face scan. We're going to get into the differences between a card, fob, or a mobile credential later in the episode. The second component is your reader. This is the device at the door that scans the credential. Controllers are the brains of the system. These check your credential and grant or deny access. The software is where admins would manage users, set up schedules, configure doors, schedule reports, and view events. And locks and doors are the physical mechanisms, the electric strikes, mag locks, or turnstiles that actually enforce the access. These all work together in real time to let the right people in and keep the wrong people out. Access control isn't just about stopping break-ins. It's about control, knowing who has access, convenience, managing it without handing out dozens of keys, and accountability, tracking activity and responding in real time. So let's say you're a property manager. Your tenants get access only during business hours. Your cleaning staff can enter at night. And when someone leaves the company, you can revoke access instantly. That's not just secure, it's efficient. And if you haven't been paying attention, access control is everywhere. Office buildings, schools and universities, hospitals, warehouses, apartment complexes, fitness centers, and even parking garages and elevators, just to name a few. Each environment has different needs, but the goal is always the same. Manage who can go where and when. Not only is access control becoming even more prevalent, it's also getting smarter every single day. Real-time alerts when someone tries to enter a restricted area, full audit trails of who came and went, and integration with video systems so that access control events will trigger video recordings are just a few of the technology advancements that are happening in the security world. It's no longer just about locking doors, it's about visibility, control, and intelligence. Let me share a quick story on how access control is revolutionizing the way that people use their buildings. I worked on a project for a multi-tenant office building that was still using old mechanical keys and had no idea who had access. We replaced it with a modern cloud-based access control system which gave them mobile credentials, custom access schedules, and a real-time audit log. Within a week, the manager could see exactly who accessed which areas. They could unlock doors remotely, and they could disable access instantly for off-boarded employees. The result was a more secure, professional, and streamlined building without adding friction to daily operations. Now to talk a little bit about cloud versus on-premise access control. This is a big decision that a lot of organizations are looking at right now. It's no secret that cloud is the direction that a lot of technology and systems that we use every single day are moving towards. But as for security and access control, I do want to explain kind of the differences between a cloud-based system and a local on-premise system. An on-premise system means that all the software and the data lives locally on a server, which is usually in a network closet, whereas a cloud-based system is managed remotely through a secure web portal on either your laptop or your phone. There's no server room, no local installs. Updates happen automatically. You don't have to have a technician come out to your site multiple times a year to do updates, and you can make changes to the system from anywhere. So what's the right choice? On-prem makes sense if you need full local control or have compliance restrictions that don't allow cloud storage. even though cloud storage is very, very secure. But for most commercial buildings, property managers, or multi-site organizations, cloud is going to be the way to go. It's scalable, flexible, and easier to manage, especially if you don't have a full-time IT team. I personally recommend cloud for about 90% of my clients. There's always going to be those situations where an on-premise system just makes more sense, but I do think that cloud is the future and is the direction that the technology is heading. Before we wrap up the episode, I do want to talk about the differences between cards, fobs, and mobile credentials. Access control cards are going to be the size of a credit card. You're going to tap or swipe to unlock a door. These are pretty common. If you have access control, you're most likely using an access control card. They're inexpensive, easy to use. However, not all cards are secure. Older cards are very easy to clone. They've made a lot of developments in the different card technologies. The older ones, hackers and nefarious people have learned how to bypass access control systems if the cards are older and the technology is not encrypted, which leads me to smart cards, which are encrypted and much more secure. If your cards don't expire and have been around for 10 or more years, it's definitely time to replace those cards and upgrade the security. Key fobs are mini access cards for your keychain. Most of you probably know what a key fob is. You've probably at least seen one. They're the same function as a card. They're just smaller and more convenient. Low or high frequency fobs also vary in security based on the type of technology that's in the fob. They're still clonable, but not if deactivated. Mobile credentials turn your smartphone into your badge. They use an app or the Bluetooth signal on your phone to unlock a door. These are encrypted, harder to duplicate, and they are easy to issue or revoke. They're also hygienic. With us being post-COVID, this is something that can be important depending on the situation. Most people already carry their phones everywhere, so they're a lot less likely to forget them, getting locked out of the building, or to lose them, resulting in the added cost of having to give them a new card. Some systems also allow hands-free entry, which means that you can literally just walk up to the door. It detects the phone and the access credential, and it allows the door to unlock automatically, meaning they don't even have to get the phone out of their pocket. So in short, cards and fobs are very simple. It's just important to make sure that they're actually secure. And go mobile if you want modern, flexible, and future-proof technology and access into your building. Many buildings use a hybrid model, cards or fobs as kind of a backup, with mobile being the primary. This would certainly be my recommendation. I think even if you're going to use mobile credentials, it's definitely a good idea to have physical cards on hand as a backup. So to recap, access control is not just about locking doors, it's about smart decisions. Who can go where, when, and under what conditions. Whether you're using cards, fobs, or mobile credentials, whether your system is on-prem or in the cloud, access control is the foundation of any well-designed security strategy. The right system gives you more than security. It gives you visibility, control, and peace of mind. If you found this helpful, please give the podcast a like. Please follow wherever you're listening, and please share with someone that you think might find this helpful as well. Also, please connect with me on LinkedIn for bonus content and ongoing conversations about building security. In the next episode of Unlocking Security, we're going to be diving deeper into video surveillance, how to design a system that actually works, what mistakes to avoid, and what features are worth your investment. Thanks again for listening. Until next time, stay safe and secure.